What is going on, everybody? It is Zach with the Yo Bro Nation, the Yo Bro Nation channel. Welcome back, everyone. I, of course, am Zach. I had not set myself up for this. This is take 2. I will be open and honest. I am now on my second take. But, welcome back. This is the best of the best countdown. Today, though, is all about the women. Not just the women of WWE, but the women of wrestling in general. This is my, who are my top 10 women ever? Now, y'all are going to probably be, pretty surprised at a few of the names that I come with for you today. With this list, I can almost guarantee you guys will be pretty shocked. My top 5, who I've got number 1, 2, and 3, and so on. Some of you may be like, that makes sense. Some of you may be like, what? So it'll be a mixed bag for people. But I, of course, again, I'm Zach. Hello. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. I don't know why, but all of a sudden I am super uncomfortable. Ugh. Been fighting a sickness. So I missed SmackDown this week. No big deal, no big deal. Reason why is on my AEW video from yesterday. So yes, this is a top 10 countdown video. Basically, this is ultimately my opinion. This is one that me and JD had wanted to do months ago. But I don't think me and him would have ever came to a cohesive conclusion on who would be 1, 2. Obviously, he would stay right after Trish Stratus and Lita, number 1, number 2. I don't view it that way. I'm going to go ahead off the top. Lita's not on my list. She would be considered an honorable mention. Yes. This is not me saying Lita is not one of the best of all time, and I know I have friends who are wrestling pundits, friends who are in the business who are like, dude, why did you not put Lita on here? I just looked at all the women whose names I assembled on my list. Luna Vachon, Mae Young, Fabulous Moolah, Lita, Caitlyn, and I looked at all these names, right? I'm like, well, they've all had some significance in the business. But for me, I can't put Lita on the list. I think there's 10 better than her, and a few of them are more current. I think a few of them have a bigger impact on the business than she did. I do. Because the sad fact is, in Lita's career, she always played second fiddle to Trish. Trish got the nice big send-off where Lita had her panties thrown around, a tube of Vagisil thrown around, that claiming to be hers by Crime Time. And Lita is definitely a Hall of Famer, and Lita definitely deserves at least a mention. No doubt in my mind. Just for me, Lita's not the top 10. But there are going to be people you're going to probably be like, you put this person over her? To me, they just had more significance. Whether it be championships or just the overall aura of what they did and stuff. It's my list. I feel that way. I do. So this is who I came up with, who I thought needed to be on here, and that's what I'm rolling with. So I'm not going to take much more time. Okay? Up on the channel is the AEW Double or Nothing rally video I posted. It's a quick little 30-minute video. I just kind of talked about it, giving my thoughts on Kenny Omega and what went on with him not going with WWE, and basically why I think he didn't. And I'm pretty sure most people would agree with me as to why he didn't. Tomorrow will be part 1. The first 2 parts to my countdowns for WrestleManias. Those will be up on the channels tomorrow. Raw review is on the channel. Both my 2K19 Universe videos are on the channel. You guys can go to Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at YoBroGaming1. You guys can also join us on Facebook at YoBroNation. If you want to join our Streamlabs and donate, you guys can go to YoBro Gaming and Reviews on Streamlabs. YoBro Nation is our Discord. You guys can become a VIP member on there. How do you become a VIP member? It's simple. Join the YoBro Nation, you guys. You got 6 tiers to choose from. It's patreon.com/YoBro Nation. You can become an exclusive member of the group in the $1 tier. You can also get us Ask Us Anything Q&As. Behind-the-scenes vlogs. We're also going to have the AEW reviews that will be exclusive to Patreon once it gets going. Monday Morning Creative. You get gifts for your birthdays, t-shirts, whatever you want. You guys get to see the Retro Rewinds viewings that I'll be doing. Post-show videos. I don't know when I'll be starting post-show videos. Eventually I'll get to that. Now, to become a producer or co-producer, you do get credit on all shows. You do get to actually have some input on the creative direction of the channel with both of these tiers. You also get to become moderators in the Discord chat. I will start looking at the Discord this coming week. If anyone ever wants to come in and chat with me, if you're a member of the Patreon, you'll get to actually chat with me directly. Otherwise, I'll just be monitoring it. Stuff like that. So that's stuff with the Patreon, and there'll be more added to it. I'm in the process of starting to speak with some people about doing the Wrestling Trivia League, so that will hopefully be launching maybe this summer. Crossing my fingers. Now, if Patreon is not what you want to do, there's another way that you can help support the channel. There's several ways, but this is just one of the ways. You guys can go to teepublic.com/YoBroNation1. You guys go to there. You can buy our merchandise. There's hats. I don't know if there's hats. I think they're going to add some hats. But there's these t-shirts. All these t-shirts that you see. You can get these same designs on cups. You can get them on bags. You can get them on phone cases, phone carriers. Pictures are available for some of these. You guys can go there. But you got the classic YoBro Gaming and Reviews t-shirt. You got the new YoBro Nation shirt, the Most Wanted Kissing Bandit t-shirt. You got the Recess Never Gets Old shirt, the Charlotte Rain shirt. I got the Squared Circle shirt. There's so much on there, and I'll be loading new merch. You know, all that stuff. It's all going to be added on there, and it's all going to take some time, but it's all going to be on there, right? So let's go ahead and let's get into this list. Now, like I said, I put this list together. I compiled a whole list of names, and I whittled it down to the 10 that I thought were most deserving, and then to number them was even harder, especially with that top 5. There were so many, at least the top 3. I could have honestly interchanged it with any of them. Any one of the 3 in the top 3 could have been number 1 or number 2 or 3 or vice versa, just rotated out. So, like I said, though, there are going to be people on this list that some people are just going to be like, I don't know, maybe they're not going to agree with me, and that's fine. If you don't agree with me, please go to the comments and tell me who's your number 1, who's your number 2, so on and so forth. Let me know. I'm curious to know. So please share all that with me. I would love to hear what you all have to say. Okay? That's the beauty of it, right? That's the beauty of all of this, is getting to know everyone's opinions. So, speaking of number 10, or speaking of the list, let's go ahead, let's kick it off. Let's go to number 10, AJ Lee. Now, AJ Lee, most of you probably know as the wife now of CM Punk, but there was a time when AJ Lee was very big. She was a big, big deal. She was, the women's champion at the time, had the longest reign until, they let Nikki Bella beat her reign of 300 and some odd days. But there, I'm going to go over the list of accomplishments of Miss AJ Lee. Okay, she had quite a few accomplishments. She was the Florida Championship Wrestling Divas Champion. She was the Queen of Florida Championship Wrestling. She was a part of Women's Superstars Uncensored. And there's a lot of ladies who were on this list who were in this company. I was shocked. Never even heard of it. She was their tag team champion there. She was the WSUN, the Women's Superstars Uncensored King and Queen of the Ring winner with Jay Lethal, believe it or not. She's a 3-time former Divas champion, and she's also a 3-time Slammy Award winner. 2 of those were for Diva of the Year for 2012, 2014, and she had Kiss of the Year in 2012. I believe that was with CM Punk. Or even John Cena. It was one of those 2. AJ Lee, I could have put her higher, but due to the fact that she retired so early, and she left a lot on the table, I left her at 10. She deserves to be on the top 10 list, no doubt. But I left her that low just simply because of the fact of the time that she had put in, and the fact that she'd retired so early, so she didn't do as much as others on this list, or at least didn't have the same amount of impact as others did, you know. She was, during a time when there was nothing but divas, you know, there was a few exceptions, Beth Phoenix or Caitlyn. She stood out. You know, she's the one who really started this whole revolution with calling out management about the treatment of the women, or how the people they were pushing, aka the Bellas, calling them, you know, plastic and fake and, you know, just reality TV stars who wanted to be wrestlers. She really started that. They give the Bellas the credit, they give Paige the credit, but ultimately it was AJ Lee. It was AJ Lee. And I do want to give Paige a shout out. Paige is not on this list, basically because her career just ended so early. She could have done more. Paige did have a huge impact. If she was a part of, if I did a top 11, she'd be number 11, and then AJ would have been 10. But those two were intertwined in their feud all the way up. Really, they had a thing all the way up till AJ's departure. You know, they were enemies, became frenemies, became friends. Looked at points like lesbian lovers. Oh my gosh, this thing sucks. I gotta start getting a cushion for over here. So, you know, that's why she is, to me, where she is. So I'm gonna move on. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on all of these, so let's move on to number 9. Number 9 is one that I think a lot of people aren't gonna expect to see. Probably no one would have really expected her on the list, but, you know, when you go through her accomplishments, you can't leave her off. You just can't. Madison Rayne. I forgot what they called her on the Mae Young Classic, but she did. She was a part of Mae Young Classic last year. Madison Rayne is one of those women who is... Nope, not yet. Is one of those who is a journeyman. Oh, gosh. Reveal already. Damn it. Touchy buttons. Touchy buttons. But she is. She's a journeyman for the women, right? She's been all over the place. She's been to 01 USA. She's been to Dynamite Championship Wrestling, Ohio Championship Wrestling, Shimmer. She had her little stint with the Mae Young Classic in WWE, but she's most known for her time in Impact Wrestling when it was still under the TNA banner. When she was a part of the Beautiful People. Madison Rayne, she was a part of the Beautiful People. So she's been everywhere. All right, here's her accomplishments. She was the 01 USA Women's Champion, the Dynamite Championship Wrestling Women's Champion, Ohio Championship Wrestling's Women's Champion twice. She was a Shimmer Tag Team Champion with Nevaeh. She was Knockouts Champion 5 times, Knockout Tag Team Champions twice, once with Lacey Von Erich and another time with Gail Kim. She was also Queen of the Knockouts in 2014. And she competed, like I said, in the Mae Young Classic this past year and had a really awesome first-round match. Now, she's not the strongest woman on this list in wrestling. I mean, even AJ Lee was better in the ring than her. But the fact of everywhere she's been, her tenure as a wrestler, the impact that she had in Impact Wrestling and helping build that Knockouts division with a Gail Kim, with Awesome Kong, ODB, and others that were there, she had a huge impact. She helped build the tag team division, you know. Even they started bringing in people like Victoria or Mickie James and others. They brought those people in. She was still a standout in all that, you know. She still stood out amongst the rest of them. So, on that merit alone, she's definitely worthy of a top 10 list here. You know, I watched Impact for a short time, and she was one of the things, like I said, she was one of those standouts. One of those that I was just like, you know, I really enjoy watching her. But, I am going to move on. You guys kind of already saw it. So no surprise, one of the more current, more modern wrestlers who was on this list, still very young, 25 years old I believe she is, but she's the boss. It's Sasha Banks, or maybe you know her as Mercedes. I don't know. Call her what you want. She's definitely in the women's division now, head and shoulders above the rest in today's current women's division. I have no doubts that she is, I mean, Sasha Banks or Mercedes, whatever you want to call her. She is a huge part of why we're getting what we're getting. And despite the fact she's not in the title picture going into WrestleMania for the Women's Championship, which is a shame to me, even still, she's still the standout. She's still head and shoulders, I think, above the rest of them. And yeah, some are like, well, no, Charlotte's most interesting, Becky's more interesting. And they are, oh my gosh, I can't, the seat's killing me. Yeah, she is. She is so much better than them. And they are, though, in more interesting stories. But look at the match she brought Ronda Rousey to. You know what I mean? Like, who else can y'all think of that could have actually brought her to that match? Anyone? I mean, I don't think anyone could have. Let's go ahead and let's talk about Sasha's, let's just talk about her accomplishments, right? Let's go over this. She was Chaotic Wrestling's Women's Champion, Independent Wrestling Entertainment Women's Champion. She had Feud of the Year from PWI in 2016 versus Charlotte, Match of the Year in 2015 versus Bayley, and she was the Woman of the Year in 2015. She was the Ring Wars Carolina No Limits Champion. She was an NXT Women's Champion. She had the NXT Year-End Match of the Year. Of course, that was with Bayley. And she was the Raw Women's Champion on 4 occasions. I know, you guys have seen me just move around a lot. This seat is like super, super uncomfortable. Here, give me a second. I'm going to grab something real quick. I'm going to make good use of this. Oh, that is so much better. Oh, that is so much better. Oh, my butt's not right on that seat. Finally. Oh, my tush feels good, and I'm up a little bit more. Ooh. You know, Sasha has main evented first time ever. She was the first time a woman was in a main event on a takeover. She was the first time women ever competed in an Iron Man match. She was the first time a woman competed in Hell in a Cell. The first time they had a last woman standing. Or, I'm sorry, no holds barred, Extreme Rules or whatever. Like, she was main eventing Raws. The first main event on Raw for women since, like, 2001. Or 2002 or 3 or wherever it was that after Trish and Lita were the main event. She had so many first-time evers. She helped push the Divas division back to being the women's division. She should have won that match, by the way. She should have won that fucking match. But she didn't. The only problem is, the reason she's not higher is because the way they pushed Charlotte over her at every single step. She wasn't valued in the way that I believe Sasha Banks should have been valued. You know what I mean? So, for that reason, she lands at 8. But she's definitely better than most of the women on this roster. Definitely when it comes to her talent and stuff like that. So let's move on to number 7. Number 7, I had to give this woman. She's a new Hall of Famer, okay? She's the first Hall of Famer on this list that I have. So, but man, who remembers this lady? She's been in Glow. She's been in WWE. She had a little bit of time in Shimmer. Ivory, everyone. It's Ivory. Come on. I could not leave Ivory off this list. She was the Carolina Championship Wrestling Women's Tag Team Champion. That with Bambi. I don't know who Bambi is, but I would love to see a picture of that. She was the Glow Tag Team Champions with Ashley Carter. She was Glow's champion. She was Lady Sports Club champion. Powerful Women of Wrestling. She was part of WOW. She was their champion 2 times. Supergirls Wrestling champion. She was a 3-time women's champion. She was in one of the best groups ever. Part of the best factions as part of ROTC. And of course, she is the newest Hall of Fame inductee on this list. So, Ivory has had such a fantastic career. She was also in the first ever Women's Royal Rumble and looked like she could still go. The woman keeps herself in shape. And I could not bring myself to, oh my gosh. My cousin Sam has messaged me 20 times. Here, let me check these out. I'm just going to respond with, dang. So I'm sorry I'm recording. He's active. He'll give me a minute. And then I'll read back what all he said, because he said a bunch. I'm in process of working a potential trip with him to Vegas for Double or Nothing. So, sorry about that, guys. Sorry for the interruption. But, hey, this is what happens, right? So, yeah. I mean, Ivory had a fantastic career. And I just can't imagine doing this list and not having Ivory a part of it. I can't imagine Ivory not being a part of this. Because, I mean, honestly, to me, Ivory is definitely a legend. She's an original Glow girl. I love that show, by the way. If you've not watched Glow on Netflix, go and watch it. Go watch Glow. But she did. She deserved it. And I remember Ivory being a manager for D'Lo Brown, and I think it was Mark Henry. And then becoming a women's champion and having a feud with Mae Young. And then going from that to RTC to Right to Censor. She is a trailblazer. That's what Ivory is. Ivory is a true trailblazer. And that's why she's on my list. Now, I'm not going to skip it. I did this last time. I messed up and I skipped. But not this time. We're going to number 6, ladies and gentlemen. Number 6 is another well-deserved person. Also a Hall of Famer. Okay? Also a Hall of Famer, no doubt. The Glamazon, Beth Phoenix, also known as Mrs. Edge. If y'all didn't know, she is married to Adam Copeland, a.k.a. the Rated R Superstar Edge. She's married to Edge. Beth Phoenix, even before she made it to WWE, she was a start and stop with WWE. Debuted in 2006, got hurt, and then didn't debut for another couple of years after that. But then once she came back, was just monster heel. Monster heel, just destroyed everyone in her path. She was the Northeast Wrestling Women's Champion, New York State Fair Women's Champion, Far North Championship Wrestling, Cruiserweight Champion. She was a Glory Champion, OVW Women's Champion. She was a Divas Champion, WWE Women's Champion. She won Slammy of the Year for Diva Wrestler of the Year in 2008. She's the second woman ever to compete in the Royal Rumble. And, of course, she eliminated the Great Khali in that match. And she is, of course, a Hall of Famer. Now, I may be wrong. Actually, I think she may be newer to the Hall of Fame than even Ivory is. No, actually, I think they both came in the same year. Actually, I think they both came in. No, Ivory was last year. She was this year. So, yeah. She's the newest Hall of Fame, but she's the second person on my Hall of Fame, or in the Hall of Fame to be on this list. So, Beth Phoenix, not a lot of people really think of Beth Phoenix when they think of top women in wrestling, but I do, because Beth Phoenix she's just one of the best. Watching wrestling as a young adult, when I was a kid in the Attitude Era, I didn't care if they could wrestle. I just looked at them. I looked at them as eye candy as a kid. Then as I got older, it's like, yeah, they're eye candy, but come on, I need more substance. Oh, okay, that's just part of the shirt. And then there was Beth Phoenix. There was Gail Kim, who was in for a little bit. There was others. There was a few people, that are on this list. AJ Lee being one of them, even a little bit after Beth Phoenix. But Beth Phoenix just stood out amongst everyone else. And she was a good wrestler. Yeah, they put her in this cheesy angle with Santino Marella, where they were a thing, and she would carry him out on her shoulder. The woman was strong. She's another one, though, who retired, I think, earlier than she had to. When you look at it and you got, like, Alicia Fox, who I don't think is that good anyways. She's still in wrestling, but you don't have Beth Phoenix. Even Candice Michelle got better. You know what I mean? She stood out amongst everybody else as just head and shoulders above the rest when she was in that company. You had Mickie James, you had Michelle McCool and Layla. They were a great duo, right? But her, nope. No, thank you. I'm just over it. The rest of them they stunk. So we're gonna move on. Okay, so here's where some people may have an issue. I'm to my top 5. Some people may have an issue where I start doing placement and who I have on the list at this point forward. Maybe there's someone you're expecting should be on this list and they're not on this list yet. Well, just follow me on this road. Follow me on this road, nation. We will get to it. We will finish, and we will finish strong. Agree or disagree? It's all good with me. Leave your opinion in the comments. Who would you put? Don't bash me, because this is my list, guys, okay? This is ultimately my list. Don't bash me for it. Just give me your opinion. Who would you put? Just do that, all right? Then we all can just be great friends. Oh my gosh, the seat is just murdering me right now. Number 5, Becky Lynch. Now, yes, Becky Lynch does not have the career of really anyone else on this list as far as championships and awards and all the stuff that comes with it, okay? She does not have what the rest of them have, okay? Here is Becky's accomplishments, and then I'll explain to you why she's so high on this list. World Queens of Chaos champion. She was Sports Illustrated Women's Wrestler of the Year. She was part of Supergirls Wrestling champion. She's been SmackDown Live Women's champion, and of course she won the 2019 Women's Royal Rumble. Now, you look at who's for and after. Their careers, I think, championship-wise, much better. Okay? Much, much better. with the exception of maybe a few. She's on a level, though, that is different. The connection she has with the fans. The fact that she's probably the most popular female wrestler we've had in a decade. And yes, there's been some populars, but Becky is connecting on a level with the fans and having such an impact on this company. Not just what she did with the women's evolution, revolution, whatever they wanted to call it or spin it as. Not only did she have a big part of that, but the way she's, transformed her character, right? Yes, we were all huge into Becky Lynch. Becky should be the champion. Woohoo! Going into SummerSlam, Babyface Becky smiles and woo! Goofy Becky. Went from that to Stone Cold Becky Lynch. The way she's been able to transform herself into that, despite the fact that they wanted her to be a heel, is amazing to me. She's been able to keep herself grounded and been able to, just explode. And then there's been rumors, WWE don't have faith. And then there's the rumors that Charlotte's going to be a part of the main event of WrestleMania. And she might very well still be. But I still have, I can't say I don't have the doubt, but I have the hope. The hope that they're going to do right by Becky Lynch. The hope that they're going to still take Becky and make her that star at WrestleMania. I prefer it as a one-on-one with Ronda Rousey. I might not get that. And I'm okay if they don't, because I'm expecting it. I'm expecting Charlotte to be in that title picture, because WWE they can't help themselves. You know what I mean? They don't have Roman, so they got to make Charlotte. Charlotte's got to be in that main event. Hell, they'll probably main event her next year if Roman's not healthy yet. But, as long as Becky gets her shine. And that's why I feel like she's on this list, rightfully where she is. Number 5, dead middle of the pack. No, she does not deserve to be higher because of her championships. Because there are others who have had more championships and better success in their career. Now, if Becky Lynch is in the main event of WrestleMania and she wins, right off the bat, she's moving up to top 3. Easily top 3 of all time. Because she will be one of the first women to main event WrestleMania. But for now, I think 5 is a good spot for her. With the momentum she's been carrying, with the fanfare and everything that comes with Becky, and the way she's been able to transform and adapt and just become so popular. And be popular in a way that we've not seen with the women in such a long time. I think this is where she should be. That's where I think she should be. So we're going to move on from Becky Lynch to a woman who, my God, has so more championships than anyone on this list. Not to mention she's currently holding 6 of those championships. She's 23. No, she's 22, going to be 23 in a few months. She's the biggest name out there that's on this list that's not ROH, that's not Impact. Well, she is with Impact, but not full time. It's not WWE or New Japan or any of those. 23 she'll be sometime after this recording. And she only debuted in 2014. And she's number 4 on my list. Could be higher, but she hadn't had a long career. But by the time her career is over, this woman could be best of all time. And I know WWE would like to push you to think that that is a Charlotte Flair, but it is not. Who is it I'm talking to? Or talking about? It's Tessa Blanchard. This woman, who did compete in the first ever Mae Young Classic tournament, should have won, but didn't for obvious reasons. She did not sign with the company. Tessa Blanchard has quickly become one of my favorite wrestlers I'm seeing out there. Okay? The accomplishments that this woman is making are they're just insane. When I'm looking through this list, I'm like, that Tessa Blanchard looks good. Let's see what she's done. And then I'm just going through and it's like, my God, the matches she's having. She set a record for longest match in wrestling history at 76 minutes or so. I'll have to look. It's in my notes, though. It's in my match. 75 minutes. Iron Man match. 75-minute Iron Man match. She's got the record. Okay, it's a record. Okay. Here's her accomplishments. She was American Pro Wrestling All-World Ladies Champion. CWF Women's Champion. East Coast Wrestling Association Women's Champion. She was also their Super 8 Chick Fight Tournament winner. She was the Exodus Wrestling Alliance Florida Heavyweight Champion. She was the first one, and I believe she's still the current. She was the EWA Heavyweight Champion, Knockouts Champion, Knockout of the Year in 2018, well-deserved. She competed in the first Mae Young Classic, the Lucky Pro Wrestling King and Queen Tournament winner with Anthony Green, the PCW Ultra Women's Champion, the Pro Wrestling Express Women's Champion, the Remix Pro Wrestling Fury Champion, the Phoenix Rise World Champion, the Phoenix Rise Match of the Year winner with Mercedes Martinez, who is a phenomenal wrestler herself. They set the record for 75 minutes in an Iron Man match. Women did. The women in WWE, I don't think we'll ever have an Iron Man match. Well, outside of Becky, but it won't ever be this long. This is like past Brett and Shawn levels. Okay, it is that big. She's been tag team champions and Shivers with Vanessa Craven. She's been the Crash Women's Champion, Women's Superstars Uncensored Champion, Wrestling Circus Lady of the Ring title winner, and Wrestling Super Show Champion, and she's been the Zello Pro Women's Champion. I mean, good God. How many of those companies have you even heard of? But she's holding 6 of the championships that I named off. It's insane. It's insane what she's done and what she could potentially still do. She's 23. Or going to be 23. Like, holy fuck. Like, never in my life had I found someone, and there's no one else on this list who even comes close to what she did and can still do. Why would she not be on this list? If you're disputing, oh, well, she ain't been in WWE, she doesn't have to be. Look. By the time WWE finally pulls the trigger on her, she will be probably the best women's wrestler in the world. Now, they'll want to push Charlotte and have Charlotte beat her. Right? They'll want Charlotte to beat her just so they can, give Charlotte that notch. Oh, look, this woman who did all this stuff, Charlotte beat her. Because Charlotte's the best ever. No. This woman, so much better. And yeah, I'm not trying to take a jab at Charlotte. She's a good wrestler. But, this girl right here is leaps and bounds better. Leaps and bounds better. Holy crap. I gotta move to number 3, to another person who was a trailblazer. Okay? Number 3, like I said, my top 3, this could have gone any way with any one of these 3. So I had to settle. And this isn't me saying that this person's the third best. Honestly, my top 3 is just, I didn't know where to lay them. So I just threw them in 3, 2, 1. This is not me saying that this person or the next person or the next person are any better than the other. But I gotta have a top 10. And this is just how to me, they're 3, 2, and 1, but they're all tied for first. Because they've all done such a phenomenal job in this business. Just creating. And they deserved their shine. They did. They deserved their shine. So number 3 is the late, great Chyna. Joni Laurer. How do you say her name? I don't know. I scrapped up. But Chyna is in this list. And this obviously is, you're seeing Chyna when she became the first woman to become Intercontinental Champion. Look, I'm a little quieter here because what happened with Chyna just is a sad story. how her life ended and how her wrestling career ended and how she was perceived and how she's still not a Hall of Famer. Although rumor and innuendo is that she's probably going in this year. And it sucks because she's another one who's passed away that will probably be put in the Hall of Fame. And I think that's just because they don't want them to be able to speak for themselves. They'll find someone who will say what they want them to say and then still try to make her look good. But Chyna was the International Wrestling Federation Women's Champion. She was WWF Women's Champion. She was the first woman to be in the Royal Rumble. She did that twice. She was the first woman to compete in the King of the Ring. She was also the first woman to become the #1 contender for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Then, in September of 1999, this woman did something that had never been done before. She was the first woman not only to compete for, but win the WWF Intercontinental Championship. And she's the only woman who's ever done it. There will never be another woman to do what she did. Just there never, ever will be. Chyna is the if you looked up the dictionary of Trailblazer for women, Chyna would be it. Which is why, yes, I could have made her high as 1, but I didn't because she did do a lot for the women, but she didn't do a lot in the women's division. Yeah, she was women's champion, but she dominated it. She wrestled the men, which is what made her better. And I could have put her at #1, but she is a part of 1 for me. That's why she's just part of this top 3, because she's the one. You know, women looked at Chyna and they tried to give Nia Jax credit for, oh, she got in the ring with a man. It's about time. Well, she was the first to do it. Give Chyna her fucking credit, okay? You fucking idiots on the internet praising Nia Jax for getting in a wrestling ring with men. Chyna did it first and did it all the time. And Chyna didn't hurt people doing it. Did she? Nope. Chyna didn't hurt nobody. Hell, Beth Phoenix did it before she did. She's the 4th person to do it. Okay? She's not that damn important, is she? Fucking assholes. Fuck all of you who think that Nia Jax is more important. Nia Jax is a trailblazer. Fuck Nia Jax. She's a garbage. She's a fucking dumpster fire is what she is. Fuck her. I don't even like Nia Jax. She sounds like garbage in the mic. Chyna was the trailblazer. But we're going to forget. And then they're going to have fucking all these people. Oh my God, Nia Jax, she's stepping up, being in the men's rumble. Oh, she was the first to be in the men and the women's. Well, Chyna never had that opportunity because there was no women's rumble. Chyna put herself in a man's rumble. And you know what? She even had an elimination. She did it twice. Did it twice. Back-to-back years. So I am so over this Nia Jax bullshit because Chyna was much better at it. Are you going to tell me Nia Jax is going to win a man's championship? No, she won't. No, she won't. Fuck Nia Jax. Chyna, #3 on my list. Obviously, I didn't got to go in here and explain as everything, the reason why. Everything is explained for itself. Chyna is Chyna, okay? We know who Chyna is. We know what she can do, right? Now, #2. She's considered arguably the best women's champion in World Wrestling Federation, WWE, whatever you want to call it. She's considered the best champion in their history, okay? She just is. It's Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus is #2 for me. I know, I got a little angry. I understand, but I'm very sensitive when it comes to certain topics. But Trish Stratus, she is considered one of the best women's wrestlers ever. She's considered the best women's champion in the WWF. But I can't put her at #1 over this one individual because the one individual ahead of her just did more outside of the company. But let's go over Trish. She started out as just a manager who used to be a man. You know, she was a model. She was a horrible wrestler when she started. But by the time her career ended, there was no one who was going to ever doubt what Trish Stratus could do in a wrestling ring. Nobody. She went from being just she's an okay wrestler every once in a while to being, oh, fuck, man. Trish Stratus is the GOAT of the women, right? She was 3-time Babe of the Year, which who cares? She was Pro Wrestling Insider's Woman of the Year 4 times. No one's ever done it before. No one's done it since 2002, 2003, 2005, and 2006. She was Woman of the Decade for 2000 and 2009, and she didn't wrestle the whole time. She was also a 7-time women's champion. She was a hardcore champion. She was Diva of the Decade. Had a match of the decade for her and Lita's feud. And she's a WWE Hall of Famer. And she's a mommy now, right? She's a mommy now. You know, a lot of what made Trish what Trish was her and her interactions with Lita. Being the women's champion, growing into a wrestler, starting off from here, just, I'm in it, you know, I'm pretty, I'm a manager, look at my butt, look at my tits, blah, 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 and became an athlete, became one of the best wrestlers. You know, I remember when she first started wrestling in 2001 and actually competed for the championship, I was kind of like, oh, really, this lady? Okay. She can be another Sable? Yeah, fuck Sable, I didn't even put her in the goddamn thumbnail, okay? Sable was garbage. Garbage. They even thought so then. Thought she was hot, but she was garbage. So, yeah, she's my number 2. You know, she was so big. You know, got to retire in her hometown and just, I mean, there's not much I can say. That's, you know, just Trish is Trish. She's that good now. She's not. I'm not gonna say she's the best wrestler I've ever seen. But from where she was to where she got to is awesome. And I don't think anyone can ever duplicate what she did. They would like you to think that Charlotte's a better wrestler. Yeah, I know. I keep taking these jabs. I keep taking these little jabs at Charlie. Okay, I keep taking little jabs at her. But to me, she's just not that great. So, my opinion, right? I have the right? I have the right to my opinion. I hope so. And I know there's a lot of people who are Charlotte haters just because. I don't hate on Charlotte just because I think it's fun. I hate on her because of how she's been booked lately. So, for me, it's more of wear and tear. So, that's Charlotte. Or, that's Charlotte. That's Trish, number 2. Okay, Trish is number 2. Maybe I secretly just love Charlotte. Like, I'm just obsessed with her wrestling, and I just hate on her because I have to hide the truth of how much I love her wrestling. No, I'm just pretty sure it's because I just can't stand her. So, number 1, Gail Kim. No way I was leaving her off this list. And I know you all are probably like, well, fuck, if Trish is number 2, who could possibly be number 1? It's Gail Kim. Gail Kim, to me, I knew going into this whole damn list that I was going to put her at the top of this list. I just knew I was. No doubt in my mind, she would be the top one. Because I knew she was up there with Trish, and I knew I wanted Chyna in there. I knew who my top few were going to be. I put Gail Kim above her because Gail Kim has done much more outside of the WWE. And she was the first woman to really prove, look, I don't have to be in WWE to be considered successful. And she did. She left and she just blazed a trail. She was the Apocalypse Wrestling Federation Diva of the Year in 2001. The ABC Women's Champion. The, Funkin' Conservatory Women's Champion. The Imperial Wrestling Revolution Diamond Champion, she was PWI's number 1 on the top 50 list of women who are wrestling. Knockouts champion 7 times. Knockout Tag Team Champions with Madison Rayne. She was Queen of the Knockouts in 2013. She was the Knockouts Woman of the Year in 2007. She's been a WWE Women's Champion, and she's an Impact Hall of Famer. And it's well-deserved, guys. It is so well-deserved. Done with my notes. Gail Kim far exceeded what she ever would have done in WWE. And she tried. She went in the first time. Nice fanfare. They brought her in. Gave her the Women's Championship. Started booking her like garbage. Started booking her like the rest of the women. one of the things she's known for is her infamous just eliminating herself out of a battle royal. I believe it was at the WrestleMania battle royal, the 25th anniversary. She eliminated herself. You know, I think she did that a few times. She just got to one she didn't care. And she tried twice, but they just would not book her right. They booked her like she was a wrestler's wrestler, okay? Now she's also married to one of my favorite chefs, okay? Who remembers the show Kitchen Rescue? Okay, if you remember that show, the chef from that show, she's married to him. He's awesome. Just, Gail Kim, and this isn't because she's Asian, okay, guys? She was such a good wrestler, okay? Not entertainer. She wasn't no model. You know, and she got outbooked by other people. Look what they could have had in WWE with Gail Kim. You know, I don't know how many people here watched Impact. Gail Kim still wrestles on a semi-part-time basis. She's definitely 1,000% one of the top this company has ever had and will ever have. Ever. And that is part of the reason why I put her on top of this list. Now, go ahead, bash me. Well, Trish is better. Lita is better. No, Gail is better. Gail's just better. She just didn't do it in WWE. She did it somewhere else. So that's it, guys. That's my top 10. Tomorrow will be number 10 and number 9 of my countdown for the top 10 WrestleManias of all time. I'm pretty sure you guys will kind of like this list. I got a lot of the famous ones because they were just some of my favorites. So that is what that is. So thank you guys, though, so much for tuning into the channel and joining me in this video. If you guys like this, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, follow us on all of our social media stuff. There it is. Yeah, all of that stuff here on the sidebar. Go to do all that. So, God, he's an idiot. How does he not know just to do this? Go the opposite of what you're looking at. All of that stuff. Go to that stuff, subscribe to it, follow us, donate, whatever you want to do. Share this video so everyone knows what we're doing. But I'll see you guys tomorrow for the countdowns for all my WrestleManias. I hope you all have a fantastic day. See y'all guys later. Peace out.